The United States of America is one of the strongest countries in the world. They have a large and very powerful economy. They are a good friend of Europe. Their relationship is historical and old. They have helped Europe in its difficult times. Their influence in Europe is everywhere. They finance big world and European organizations. They have their satellites in Europe. US protects Europe from dangers when it is sleeping or dealing with useless things. But in this video we will show what US thinks about each European country. We will start with Portugal. The defense relationship between the United States and Portugal is centered on the 1995 Agreement on Cooperation and Defense. Portugal has sided with the United States in the war against terrorism by supporting them in their missions in Afghanistan, Syria, and Iraq. Many people living in the United States came from Portugal a long time ago. So America's relations with Portugal are very good. If we evaluate them from 1 to 10 they are 7. Now Spain. Spain and the United States are close allies and have excellent relations based on shared democratic values, including the promotion of democracy and human rights. Spain joined the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, in 1982. Americans call Spain the mother of Latin America. Many Americans choose Spain as their vacation spot. The US considers Spain a friendly and ally country. The United States rates Spain 8 from 1/10. Now we move on to France. France is the origin of what you see here. This was donated by the French people to the American people in solidarity in 1886. But the relations between these two countries are very old and historical. They were allies and enemies at the time of history, but mostly the relations have been very good. In World War II the US helped and liberated France from German occupation, and helping them recover from the Great Destruction. 1 in 10 Americans dream of visiting Paris once. Paris is the favorite destination of Americans in France. The United States rates France 9 out of 10. Now we turn to the creator of the United States of America, the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is one of the first countries to discover and explore North America. They established the first and largest colonies in the New World. They owned larger territories than any other European country on that continent. But this guy named George Washington decided to declare independence from Great Britain and create a new state. He did not seriously know that the state he would create would be the strongest state in the world and that controls the world. But later in both world wars the US supported the UK by threats of invasion by the Germans and their allies. The United States became the hero of the UK in very difficult times. In terms of political relations they are excellent. Last year the two countries had the same leaders, let's say. The US loves the UK very much and they rate it with 10 points. Now we are going to Ireland. Here is an interesting fact about Ireland. More Irish people live in US than in Ireland. About 10% or 32 million people in US are of Irish descent. US is one of the largest investors in the Irish economy. Trade relations between the two countries are very large. Relations between the countries are average and the US rates Ireland 5. Now we move to Germany, in the beer house and Mercedes. Germany brings back bad memories of the US, but recently Germany has become one of the main allies of the US. Germany is a member of NATO and contributes to the fight against terrorism, which the US has as its main goal. Americans want Germany to play a more active military role, but Germans strongly disagree. But Germany is also an important partner in trade. Both countries have large exchanges of foreign products. Germany is on the tourist map of American visitors. Mostly they choose Germany for the wonderful natural places, mountains. The US thinks that Germany is one of the friendliest countries for them and they rate it with the number 9. Now we go to the House of the European Union, Belgium. Belgium is a small country but with a very large economy. Belgium is one of the main developed countries in Europe. they live an easy and good life. The United States established diplomatic relations with Belgium in 1832 following Belgium's declaration of independence from the Netherlands. The United States and Belgium are good partners and NATO allies, maintaining a cooperative relationship on a number of foreign policy issues. US rates Belgium 7. Now we go to the country that fights the sea, the Netherlands. Netherlands and United States relations are bilateral relations between the Netherlands and the United States. They are described as excellent by the United States Department of State and close by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Netherlands. They are also the third largest direct foreign investors in each other's economies. Americans find it easy to travel to the Netherlands, they can see the beautiful Dutch nature. Because of all this, the US rates the Netherlands at number 7. Now we move to the most neutralized country in the world, Switzerland. The United States established diplomatic relations with Switzerland in 1853 following the formation of a unified Swiss state. Switzerland is a democratic country subscribing to the fundamental ideals with which the United States also identifies. The country is politically stable with a strong and resilient economy. It has played an increasingly important role in supporting the spread of democratic institutions and values worldwide, as well as providing humanitarian relief and economic development assistance. Banking services in Switzerland are highly developed and they have attracted many clients from the United States. Also, US is one of the largest investors in the Swiss economy. Switzerland is rated the most expensive country in the world to visit, with Geneva and Zurich being 2 of the 10 most expensive cities to live in. And because Americans visiting Switzerland so expensive, it's easy to see why so many people skip over the country and wait until they are older and, hopefully, wealthier. The US rates Switzerland 7, and describes it as a peaceful country. This is the first part. In the second part I will tell you about Central and Northern Europe. Like and subscribe and we will come to you soon in the second part.